What's up, everyone? It's Tim from TimPlaysAGame here with a pack opening for Pokemon Twilight Masquerade. Yeah, I just got back from a pre-release. I bought a few of these build and battle boxes. We're going to be opening them up. So yeah, we got 9 packs plus 3 of the build and battle boxes to open up. So yeah, it's going to be very this is going to be very interesting because again, this set does not come out till I believe May 24th. So yeah, we got 3 weeks. 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks till it comes out. I'm going to be opening up some packs from it. These have not been officially released yet. Like I said, I just got back from a build and battle thing. Yeah, during the battle, this is actually the deck I built. It had a few interesting cards in there. Lana's Aid, Flabebe. They also the build and battle boxes. They give you like Buddy Poffins and Jocks in there. I did get a Teal Mask Ogerpon. The Floette. Luminous Energy actually helps out really well with some of this stuff. I got the new Festival Grounds card. We'll probably be seeing some of this stuff in there. This is the card I got from the first build and battle box, the Thwackey with Boom Boom Grove. Let's see if I can get that. Yeah, once per turn, lets you if your active Pokemon has the Festival Lead ability. In this case, I think it was Applin. No, it was Diplin. It has Festival Lead. Basically, Thwackey can actually search out any card in your deck. And I think there's actually 3 of them in here, but weirdly there's only 2 Grookey. So, yeah, I guess you can only have 2 Thwackey out at a time, so it's pretty good. I was able to get a couple cool cards from the packs. I did get a Scoop Up Cyclone. I got a Monkey Dory, which I added in there. The Scoop Up Cyclone is like crazy. Just put 1 Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your hand. I did that to actually save a few Pokemon during the battles. What else did I get? I also got another cool card if I can find it. Where are you? I did get a Tatsugiri, but that's an uncommon. Yeah, I did get a Cornerstone Ogerpon. Probably one of the better ones. Its ability, Cornerstone Stance, prevents damage from attacks done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon that have abilities. I'm trying to read that again. Prevent all damage from attacks done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon that has an ability. So yeah, a lot of Pokemon in this game will have an ability. This thing actually acts as a pretty nice shield. 210 HP, and its attack is Demolish. This attack is not affected by weakness or resistance, or by any effects of your opponent's active Pokemon. So I believe, yeah, that can actually knock out a few things. And 140 is nothing to scoff at. That's a 2-hit KO for most things. But that's just the deck I built. And then after that, they gave us some packs and stuff. I'm just going to go through some of the key stuff I got. I got another Pheasantipity. Just usually the rare stuff we got. I got a Heatran with... Yeah, we didn't talk about... Have we talked about Pheasantipity? Basically, it's a Pheromone ability. If the Pokemon has a dark energy attached to it and is damaged by an attack, you flip a coin. If heads, prevent that damage. One thing the deck really did well is with Luminous Energy, basically attach Luminous Energy. It covers the cost of Energy Feather, so you can do a quick 30, but also it helps activate the Pheromone ability too. So, pretty good use of that. What other rares did we get? We're going to be going through more of this stuff. We got a Heatran, Incandescent Body. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure the camera gets this. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, the attacking Pokemon is now burned. So yeah, easy burn ability, and 140 HP means it can take probably 1 or 2 hits. It's not that great of a card, but it's worth mentioning. We actually have a Steel Heatran now. What other stuff? Other rare stuff. I'm just pointing out the rare. I'm just going through some of this stuff real quick. Yeah, I did get some energies. I took some energies out of the main deck. I'm thinking about trying to build a deck with some of the stuff I get in these build and battle packs. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is another Festival Lead card. The Festival Grounds is in play. This Pokemon may use its attack twice. Its attack is place 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon, which you're never gonna get a knockout with. I'm almost certain. I mean, if you can play it if you want, but it's not good. I think the Diplin has the better attack. We get a Frostlass, which a lot of people are liking. Freezing Shroud during Pokemon checkup. Put 1 damage counter on each Pokemon that has an ability, both yours and your opponent, except for Frostlass. A lot of Pokemon play abilities, so I can see that one being a problem for a lot of people. I did get a Legacy Energy, so that's one of the key cards I was looking for. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it only provides 1 type of energy, but provides only 1 energy at a time. Kind of like the Luminous Energy, but this one has a second ability, which makes it an ACE SPEC. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, that player takes 1 less prize card. So this effect of your Legacy Energy can't be applied more than once per game. So yeah, you can only use that effect, the -1 prize card, which is absolutely insane. But there are cards in this set, like I think there's a Hammer card, Enhanced Hammer, which will take out special energy. So it's kind of a risk, but a 1 less prize card, that's nothing to scoff at, especially in the metagame where people are trying to take as many prize cards as they can every turn. Let's see, we talked about the Frostlass. I think that's I know there was one more. Oh, did we talk about? Yeah, I completely glossed over it. Greninja EX. Yeah, I did get a Greninja. I think I stopped right here. Yeah, we had well, we'll get back to everything. Iron Leaves, Recovery Net. Put 2 Pokemon from your discard pile to your hand. That's decent for 1 Grass Energy. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack during your opponent's last turn, this attack does 160. This does 60 plus the 100 damage, so 160. So yeah, that is 160. That's almost a knockout for a Charizard EX. It's decent. We did get a Dracloak. That's what the Dreepy line is going to be crazy in this set. Recon. Sorry if the camera's shaking so much. Recon. Directive. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Put the other card, put the other card in the bottom of your deck, and then Dragon Headbutt for 70. Really, the ability and the Dragapult EX are what's going to make this set just the Pokemon in this set something to deal with. And then the card I'm really looking for, Greninja EX, we did get. Shinobi Blade, you may search your deck for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle the deck. That plus it does 170 damage for 1 water energy is insanity. But really, I think it comes down to its other attack. Mirage Barrage. Yeah, Mirage Barrage. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. So you're losing 2 energy, but there is a card in there that can alleviate a little bit of that pain. I didn't get it yet, but we probably will see it later. And doing 120 is like the perfect 1-2 punch to Shinobi Blade. Shinobi Blade, you get a card from your deck. You can probably get like a double colorless or something. The double turbo energy, or you can to power up Mirage Barrage, or you can get like a Boomerang energy, which is the new card that helps it out. And then 120 knocks out a lot of supporters like the Barrel. Does a lot of damage to bench Pokemon that you can go after later on, or if you're lucky to get a second turn of Mirage Barrage, you're gonna do some real damage to the bench. Basically, what I'm saying is play Manaphy in your deck. All right, so we're gonna get into these Masquerade build and battle boxes. Show you what's in each one. I'm gonna do the packs last, but basically we get the helpful hint card, whatever. We get the deck itself, the Masquerades. Yeah, this one's a Frostlass, and we get 4 packs in each one. So the 9 packs I had before, plus the 4 from each box, it's going to equal 21 packs. But we're going to open these first, these little decks. See what's inside each one. Hope I get different ones. Nope. Watch me get 3 of the same. I mean, that would speed up this video a little bit, but... All right, well, I guess we only have to open. I guess they really want us to have Frostlass, so we got the Frostlass deck 3 times. So we can just open up one of these, and I'll probably build a Frostlass deck later. Actually, I think this is the better one, to tell you the truth. So, trying to find out where to open this ding-dang thing. There it is. Like a little notch on there somewhere. Somewhere back here. Jeez, Tim, how long does it take you to unhook a bra? Shut up. Jeez Louise. You get one little corner and that's not enough. There it is. Okay, there's the little notch I was looking for. Alright, so we got the Twilight Masquerade Frostlass with the ability, same as the ability Freezing Shroud. During a checkup, put 1 damage counter on each Pokemon that has an ability. I'm thinking about trying to spam that somehow. I'm sure I can make it work. We also got the Infernape too. Cool. I'm not sure if every deck's the same. I mean, it seems it's the same. We got the Infernape with Pyro Dance. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic Fire Energy card, a basic Fighting Energy card, or one of each from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. I'm thinking about trying to run that somehow with Koraidon EX. I think he would benefit most from that. And we got the Monfernos to help evolve it. Chimchar, we got Glalie to go with the Frostlass. We also got a second Frostlass in there, so I got plenty of Frostlasses to go around. We did get a Monkey Dory, that's cool. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon has a Dark Energy attached to it, you may move 3 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon, which is pretty dang awesome, just being able to move all every turn, moving a little bit from your Pokemon to your opponent's Pokemon. It's kind of situational because most decks go for the knockout, but if you can't quite get the knockout, I can see Monkey Dory being a good card to have. Then another one, Okidogi. If it has Dark Energy attached to it, it gets 100 HP, and its attacks its attack does 100 more. You can always use TMs. I can see this thing being especially painful with like attacks like Blindside or Crisis Punch. Good punch for 70 for 2 fighting energies, but with the Adrena Power that makes it 170 for 2 energies. That's 2-hit KOs everything. So then we have Youngster, Nimona, Picnicker, Salvatore. These are all old cards. Picnicker's coming back from previous sets. Flip a coin, draw 4 cards if heads, or draw 2 cards if tails. And not much else there. We got fire, water, some fighting energies, and some luminous energies. So that's what to get in the build and battle packs. But we're here for the booster packs. Okay, let's start opening these things. Alright, first pack. Steel Energy, Tadbulb, Applin. I actually like this Applin because I think it goes well with the Diplin. Its first attack, find a friend, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal and put it into your hand. Pretty cut and dry, pretty basic. It's only 40 HP, so you might want to evolve it sooner than later. Then Rolling Tackle is decent. Grass and Fire do 30 damage. We talked about the Swirlix. It's not great. Litwick. This Ariados, Bugnet. Your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost is 1 more. I could see maybe stacking a few of these things, making things a nightmare for your opponent. Maybe in like a stall deck. Stall decks are coming back. Kieran, we haven't touched on this one yet. This is a very interesting supporter card that's versatile. You can choose one of the 2 abilities. Either A, switch your active Pokemon with your bench Pokemon. It's essentially a switch. Or B, during this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX and Pokemon V. So, yeah, any superpowered Pokemon, it takes 30 more, and that's before applying weakness and resistance. I can see that being a pretty decent card to, just for the versatility's sake. If you get it early game, it's great. If you get it late game, it's better. Cramorant, we got Reversal Venipede, Finizen, and we're starting off Luxray EX. Holy crap. For 2 energy, 2 colorless energy, Piercing Gaze, do 120 damage. Your opponent reveals their hand. Discard a card you find there. That's decent. Volt Strike, discard all energy from this Pokemon for 250 damage and 2 electric energy. So you can go for the Piercing Gaze and try to cripple them, or Volt Strike for the knockout. That's an interesting 1-2 punch. Not sure how we'll I think that people have said there are better Luxrays out there, though. I think they said Luxray V or something. I don't know. I can find a use for it. Alright, we got second pack, Psychic Energy, Poochyena, Flabebe, Timburr, Aaron, Tatsugiri. We gotta talk about this one. This is a card I was hoping to get a couple of. Tatsugiri's ability to attract customers once during your turn. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may look at the top 6 cards of your deck, reveal a supporter card you find there, and put it into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. That is crazy. I mean, the attack is very eh. But really, it's 70 HP. It can be brought out with Buddy Poffin, and then with attract customers, you can just leave it in the active spot. Try to pull out some supporter cards, get the setup real well. I think that's really it. For 1 energy, you might want to put a rescue board on it. 1 energy to retreat. So I can see this being used in Lost Box decks. Really any deck. It's not bad. It's just throw 1 in there and get some supporters until it gets knocked out. Then we got Farigiraf, Rayfurt. This is a supporter card. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and discard any number of them. Put the other cards back in any order. So basically, you look at the top 5 cards of the deck. If you see one you don't want in there, basically you can reorganize the top 5 cards of your deck, or you can get rid of the ones you don't like. I might be able to make this work in like an ancient deck. I'm not sure. Honestly, I kind of like Explorer's Guidance better, but I can see this one using this one to get rid of some, like if you're using like Ancient Box, like with Fluttermanes and Koraidons, you can use this to get those into the graveyard and then keep the good cards you like on top of your deck. We got Volbeat, Clefable, and the rare is Iron Leaves. Yay! We talked about the new Iron Leaves already, so still, it's nice to have one of those. Any strong grass Pokemon I will accept right now. Because I got back from Orlando Regional, and I did not like how many people were using freaking Charizard EX. Oddly enough, it started to go down, so things are better now, but at Orlando, it was a nightmare. Charizards everywhere. Alright, pack number 3. We got the Electric Energy, Spinarak, Sandshrew without the ability, Darumaka, Apom, Diplin. Yeah, this is a different Diplin. It's a Dragon-type Diplin. Switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. This attack does 70 damage to the new active Pokemon. That's not bad, actually, since we've seen a lot of Buddy Poffin Pokemon now with 70 HP. This could actually target one of them, take it out, but again, it's kind of a high price, a grass and a fire energy. Not crazy about it. We got Chi-Yu with Allure for 1 energy, draw 2 cards, and Ground Melter for fire and colorless energy, 60 damage. If there's a stadium in play, this attack does 60 more damage, and then you destroy the stadium. Lucky Helmet. It's a new Pokemon tool. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, even if this Pokemon is knocked out, you draw 2 cards. In the metagame right now, usually people are going to go for the knockout whenever possible. So you'll probably get 2 cards with this thing, not going to lie. We got Reverse Foilution. We're going to talk about some of the supporters because some of them are pretty decent. Each player shuffles their hand and puts it at the bottom of the deck. If either player put any cards at the bottom of their deck in any way, each player flips a coin. If heads, that player draws 6. If tails, they draw 3. It's kind of an unlucky person's Roxanne. Unlucky for the person who draws tails. I don't know. I mean, that could actually cripple someone early game, but late game, I'd probably stick with Roxanne, or I don't know. Vulpix, and the rare, Frostlass. More Frostlass, great. I have one curse card, the card that I keep pulling through a lot of packs, every set. I think when it was Paldean Fates, I kept pulling Mimikyu. I'm not kidding, I have like 20 Mimikyu. Of varying rarities. Some reverse foil, some Paldean Fates. Yeah, just crazy. Pack number 4. You got Water Energy, Poliwag, Helioptile, Corphish, Grookey, Mightyena, Revavroom, Florges. We didn't talk about the Florges. It's got an ability, Captivating Invasion. Basically, you flip a coin, if heads, switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot, and the new Pokemon's now confused. That is great because of the fact that not a lot of people know about confusion, but basically it keeps Pokemon from retreating. If they try to retreat, they gotta pay the retreat cost and then flip a coin. If tails, they can't retreat. If they try to attack, they have to flip a coin. If tails, they take 20 damage and the attack does nothing. I can see this being a very annoying card for a lot of Pokemon, except ancient Pokemon, because they use ancient booster energy, which would not allow them to get confused. But you can still pull out Pokemon. But you gotta flip a coin, though. I'm not crazy about the coin flips. We got Whirlipede, Reverse Foil Frogadier, and the rare Enamorus. Heart Sign, 30 damage for 1 colorless, decent. Love Resonance, 1 Psychic, 2 colorless, does 80 damage, and if any of your Pokemon in play are the same type as any of your opponent's Pokemon in play, this attack does 120 more damage. So 200 damage. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess there are some Pokemon that can be splashable in a deck, but I don't know. Mixed feelings. How many packs? How many packs did I say? 9 plus 12, so 21. Okay. So Dark Energy, Lampent, Poltergeist, Storehouse Hideaway. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. So 30 HP, but if it sits on the bench, it's pretty much self-protecting. Still, though, 30 HP is meh. Very meh. You got a Ducklet, a Ninetales. Basically, it burns and confuses, and plus does 90 damage. So that's decent. Poliwrath, interesting ability on this one. It has Hypnosis, well, not ability, just attack power. Hypnosis basically puts the Pokemon to sleep. To get 2 energy on this thing, you may do 120 more damage. So you can either do 120 or you can do 240, but if you do the 240, you gotta shuffle the Pokemon, all attached cards back into the deck. And that's on a stage 2 Pokemon, so that might be a problem. Not sure if I like that. Hassle. You can use this card only if your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn. You look at the top 8 cards of your deck and put up to 3 of them into your hand. Shuffle the others back into your deck. So that's decent. You get 3 cards. And we get a Brute Bonnet. That's an uncommon Brute Bonnet. I actually don't like this one. 1 Dark Energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. That's very meh. And then Relentless Punch does 50 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. I can see that actually combining with the Monkey Dory. You put 3 energy with its ability, 3 damage counters onto your opponent's active Pokemon that were on you, and then you can follow up with a nice 200 damage right there. So that's 2/3. That basically knocks out a lot of things. After that. Yeah, so that does 30. The Monkey Dory ability would do 30, and then this thing would do 200. So yeah, that could be a nice little 1-2 punch right there. We got a bug catching set. We haven't talked about this one. I really wish there were better grass Pokemon. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal up to 2 in any combination of Pokemon and basic grass energy from there and put them into your hand. So yeah, grass decks are going to like this one. They finally get a little bit of support, but not very supportive. Not much. Slurpuff and Palafin EX. It looks good this is a card that looks good on paper. Its ability, basically, you have to put this Pokemon and only this. You can put this Pokemon into play only with the effect of Palafin's 0 to Hero ability. Let me see if I have that. I actually remember pulling a Palafin, and we're gonna need to talk about this because this is it looks like a good Pokemon, but it requires a lot of setup, which you can't really do. in the heat of heat of battle. So this is the Palafin in question. Basically, 100 HP. You have to evolve this thing from Finison, by the way, to get the Palafin. That's a stage 1. Then the 0 that you got, you can either attack with Wave Splash for 30, which is terrible, or you can use the 0 to hero ability, where once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from the active spot to the bench, you may search your deck for a Palafin EX, this guy, and switch it with this Pokemon. So this goes back into the deck, this comes out now, and any cards attached to damage counters, special conditions, turns in play, and any other effects remain on the new Pokemon. If you switch the Pokemon this way, put this card into the deck, then you shuffle the deck. So this goes back into the deck, this comes out with all its attachments. Basically, it's kind of like you're evolving it, but not really. And Hero Spirit's great. I just trying to think, is there a way around Hero Spirit? And to my knowledge, no. Abilities don't cancel unless they're on the field, so... But if you can pull that off, you get a 340 HP, awesome Pokemon with Giga Impact, does 250 damage, knocks out a lot of things, but during your next turn, the Pokemon can't attack. So, yeah, very mixed feelings about that. It's one of those cards that looks good on paper, but I'm not sure. I gotta put it into practice. I mean, you gotta wait. You can always retreat it and then send it back out. Through like switch and stuff, or find a way to get it out, but I don't see it being good. All right, this is pack number 6 we're on. Yeah, we've been going a little slow because we've been explaining a lot of things. Dark Energy, Emolga, Frogadier. This goes really well with the Greninja. I'm thinking about the Froakie, sorry. The Frogadier, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is paralyzed. Yeah, we'll just rare candy over that. Illumise, Applin, Accompany, Flute. I think this is the new card for stall decks. Reveal the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. You may choose any number of basic Pokemon you find there, put those Pokemon onto the bench, and your opponent shuffles the other cards back into their deck. The thing about stall decks is trying to limit your opponent's ability so you can get all the cards out of their deck, or just get them to deck out, which is basically they can't draw, basically make it so they can't draw a card on their first turn, and thus winning the game. This basically takes out 5 cards if you can. If you find a good number of basic Pokemon, you put them on the bench. Other than that, though, you just shuffle the other cards back into their deck. So I can see it being a problem for if you can pull out a certain Pokemon like Lumineous EX, or Lumineon EX, where it basically you have to play it from the hand in order to get its effect, and then some people try to pull it back with like Professor Turo's scenario or Penny, and it kind of loses its ability with Accompany Flute. There's other cards for it. It's going to take more testing, though. Hey, the Boomerang Energy. I was looking for this. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides colorless energy. If this card is discarded by an effect of an attack used by the Pokemon that this card is attached to, that's important. Attach this card from your discard pile to the Pokemon after attacking. So we talked about with the Greninja EX. Basically, this guy, you put the Boomerang Energy on it. My guess, if you get 2 Boomerang Energy on it, is what you want to do. Use Mirage Barrage, discard them, and then they go right back on afterwards, so you can keep spamming that attack over and over again, which is what I want to try to do. That's kind of the card one of the cards you want to search out for with Shinobi Blade. We got the Slurpuff, we got the Sunkern, Darumaka, and we got the Alakazam. This is the new Alakazam. Strange Hacking. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. That's for 1 psychic energy. You may move any number of damage counters from your opponent's Pokemon to their other Pokemon in any way you like. So, any number of damage counters from your opponent's... I gotta read that again. Your Pokemon... Okay, active Pokemon's confused. You may move any number of damage counters from your opponent's Pokemon to their other Pokemon in any way you like. You can potentially get a knockout. Yeah. With this guy, maybe with the Frostlass, we can wait for some damage counters to pop up, and then come in with Alakazam and Strange Hacking, and just move all those onto one Pokemon. And then Psychic, that is probably one of the more knockout attacks. This attack does 50 more damage, so 10 plus 50 for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that being problematic. I'm not sure if it's... I don't know. There are better Alakazam out there. Alright, so those are the first 6 packs. Got the Water Energy. Hey, Froakie! Okay. So, the big appeal with this Froakie is its attack Flock. Search your deck for 2 Froakie, put them onto your bench, and then shuffle your deck. You can spam some Greninja EX doing that. Well, eventually, you just gotta get the Froakies out first, then you can get the Frogadier, or you can just rare candy into the Greninja EX, or revolve it from there. I don't know. It helps. We have the Eevee Ascension. Search your deck for a Pokemon that evolves from this Pokemon, and put it onto this Pokemon to evolve it, then shuffle your deck. So basically, quick evolve. And there are some Eevee evolutions in here, but there were, I think, probably better with the Mew 151 Eevee evolutions. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see an Eevee evolution deck if it's possible. And then for quick attack, 20, and then you flip a coin. If heads, it does 20 more. Decent. Actually, for 3 energy, that's terrible. It'd be better for 2 energy. Phantump, Slugma, Sandslash, Earthquake does 10 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. No, thank you. Iron Bundle. Yeah, new Iron Bundle for 90 HP. And then Interjet. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. If you do, switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. Your opponent chooses the new active Pokemon. So I guess that's different. I guess that's different from the other Iron Bundle, where you can just discard it from the bench, and then your opponent switches out one of their Pokemon. Not sure how I feel about it. I mean, 2 energy, though. Better for 1 energy. Lucian. Hey, reverse full boomerang energy. Nice. Girafarig and a Tinglu. Yeah, new Tinglu. 140 HP, then for 1 fighting energy, Ground Crasher, 30 damage. What is with these Pokemon not liking stadiums? If a stadium is in play, this attack does 30 more this attack also does 30 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon and discard the stadium. Yeah, so wow, that's a party crasher. And then Hammerin does 110 damage. So yeah, 30. I mean, I guess you can play your own stadium. There are a lot of decks do play stadiums, so I can see someone getting effect out of this. Not my first choice of Tinglus, though. At least I can see this one getting some play. Not a lot, but some. Especially if you really don't like stadiums. Next one, Grass Energy, Nose Pass, Jinx. Inviting Kiss, search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. If you put any Pokemon onto your bench in this way, move an energy from this Pokemon to the new bench Pokemon. So you're going to have an energy on it with Inviting Kiss, and it will already have an energy on it. It says basic Pokemon too, so that includes EXs and Radiants. I can see it being useful. Not very, but I can see it being useful. And then Icy Snow, 30 damage for 1 water energy. Floette, Sunkern, Glimora, Stun Poison. Flip a coin if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is paralyzed and poisoned. That sucks. Vanish Shock, if your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, this attack does 100 more damage. Oh boy. That's a 1-2 punch. Poliwrath, Hassel, Whirlipede, Poison Ring, your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, and they can't retreat during the next turn. So they're going to take some damage from poison. Reverse Full Froakie, and another Alakazam. We talked about this one already. So I got 2 of those now. I'm going to have to put my Alakazam EX deck back together. Actually, I think I can see this working better with Radiant Alakazam. Actually, no, we don't need Radiant. Never mind. It works like Radiant Alakazam, but it's not. I saw a pink border on this one. Yeah, you can probably see it already. Helioptile, Finizen, Caretaker. Draw 2 cards if you drew any cards in this way, and if Community Center is in play, shuffle this Caretaker into your deck and instead of discarding it. It's a draw 2 card supporter. I'm not crazy about it. We got a Glimmet, Jamming Tower. This card. When they announced this card, it got a lot of people upset. Pokemon tools attached to each Pokemon have no effect. Yeah, so yeah, Pokemon tools on each. It says each, but really it should say any Pokemon. Pokemon tools attached to any Pokemon have no effect as long as the jamming tower's up. We got a Glaceon. This goes well with the Eevee for 1 water energy. 30 damage at the end of your opponent's next turn. Put 9 damage counters on the defending Pokemon. I'm not sure if that would carry over if they switch out or not. I gotta look into that. And then they got Icicle Missile for 70. Sand Slash. Holy crap, Survival Brace. We have an ACE SPEC Pokemon tool. Get the Lost Vacuum. Hurry. If this Pokemon this card's attached to has full HP and would be knocked out by damage from an attack of your opponent's Pokemon, it is not knocked out, and its remaining HP becomes 10. Then discard it. So, a couple things here. It has to have full HP. It can have no damage counters. None, no damage counters. It would have to be knocked out by damage, not like by a card effect like Roaring Moon EX's Frenzied Gouging attack, which just completely knocks it out. No, not by effect. It has to be by damage. And then you get the effect where it's not knockout and its HP becomes 10. Then you discard that card. So that's, wow. That's actually I think that's the third ACE SPEC I pulled. Yeah, that's the third ACE SPEC I pulled out of these. We got Palossand, and then, yeah, we haven't gotten to the rare yet, which is a Zapdos. Flip a coin if heads. Yeah, opponent's active Pokemon is paralyzed. Then Thunderbolt, discard all energy. That's terrible. Yeah, I'm just going to gloss over you, Zapdos. I think the ACE SPEC is the Survival Brace is the star of this show. I've been getting lucky with my draws today, which is what I wanted. Alright. Next pack, Fire Energy, Lampent, Poltergeist, Ducklet, Ninetales, Iron Bundle, Lucian, Darmanitan, 60 damage with Rolling Tackle, then Inferno Onrush does 210 for 3 fire energy, but it also does 70 damage to itself, so it half knocks itself out to try, do 210 damage, which is decent, but doesn't knock out a lot of main tournament-worthy stuff. Slow Crunch. It was a pincer. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. At the end of your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon will be knocked out. Similar to the Glaceon, I'm kind of questioning if that I guess, yeah, you got to stop them from retreating somehow. Yeah, if they can't switch out, they're going to get knocked out. So, but you lose the 2 energy on him. And then for the 1 grass and 2 colorless, does 100 damage with horns. Cramorant. This is not like the Lost Box Cramorant. This is 20 damage with Water Gun, and then Spit Shot. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. This does 120 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. I can see this knocking out a couple bench things, but for 3 energy, I don't know. Probably might have to use the Boomerang energy on this guy. Then it becomes good. And the rare is the Pheasantipity. Yeah, for if there's dark energy on it, and your opponent is damaged from an attack, flip a coin. If heads, prevent the damage. And then Energy Feather. For each energy on this Pokemon, this attack does 30 damage. Which is very, very Not my favorite of the loyal 3 in card form. I think they're getting EX forms next set. And Pekarant's going to be in there too. Alright. Dark Energy. Trevenant. Giga Drain, heal from this Pokemon the same amount of damage you did to your opponent's active Pokemon, so that's decent. And then Forest Dump. Forest Dump. the garbage Forrest Gump sequel. Yeah, so 130 damage for 2 colorless and 1 or 2 grass, 1 colorless. Yeah, I can't make that good. Molga, the Frogadier, Illumise, Carbine. This card, if you go first, you may use this card during your first turn. So this is a supporter you can use during your first turn if you go first. Or basically, you can use it whenever. Discard your hand, draw 5 cards. That is decent on decks that need to go first. There are a handful of decks that need to go first to Yeah, anything that requires a stage 2 to get out the basic Pokemon, to get the Buddy Putty Poffons. Yeah, you're gonna probably need something like Carmine. I've seen some people use Squawkabilly EX. Really, I think this card can replace a Squawkabilly EX. So yeah, if you do go for... Actually, no, Squawkabilly EX draws 6 cards, but then you gotta worry. But then you gotta deal with the Squawkabilly EX on the bench for the rest of the game. There's the Swanna. Fighting Wings. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX or Pokemon V, this attack does 90 more damage on top of the 20 it does, so that's 110 for 1 energy. You're not going to knock out a Pokemon EX or a Pokemon V with this attack. I'm not going to... Yeah. And then Gus for 70. Belly Bolt. Thundershock. Flip a coin if heads, it's paralyzed. Electric Ball for 130. Meh. Far-fetched. Impromptu Carrier. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may search your deck for a Pokemon tool and attach it to this Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. Here's the problem. Its only attack is Mock Cut, where you discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon for 30. Yeah, if you could get, like, if this Pokemon, if you could pull a Pokemon tool out, put it into your hand, it'd be way better. But no, when you play this Pokemon onto your bench, search your deck for a Pokemon tool attached to this Pokemon, that's nah. And then Heatran. We talked about the Heatran earlier. Oh, and then that was a reverse full Heatran, and then we got Tinglu. So yeah, a bunch of forgettable Pokemon, just calling it like I see it. I'm trying to be nice here. Alright. Grass Energy, Applin, Nose Pass, Seaking, Peck. Before doing damage, discard all Pokemon tools from your opponent's active Pokemon. People wonder why it says Pokemon tools. There is a Riverroom EX that can have up to 4 Pokemon tools on it. I can't see it being a problem where you need this thing, so... Sunkern, Snorlax. But first, food is the name of its attack. Attach an energy from your hand to this Pokemon. If you do, heal 60 from this Pokemon. And then Heavy Impact, 5 energy for 160. Lana's Aid. I actually like this supporter. Put 3 in it. It's like a Super Rod, but instead of going into the deck, it goes into the hand, and it's a supporter. So that's a kind of a weird trade-off. Put 3 in any combination of Pokemon that don't have a rule box and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. EX, Vs, and Radiant Pokemon all have rule boxes. So yeah, basically you get those. And then we got another Alakazam, really. Alright, we got 9 packs to go. Next one, Dark Energy, Sandy Guest, Dreepy. Yeah, this is the building block for the Dragapult line. Basically, it's got 70 HP, so you can get out with Buddy Poffin. And then it's got 2 decent attacks, which, they're decent. Feebas, Girafarig, Clefable, Tatsugiri we talked about earlier, Farigiraf, Cook. Heals 70 damage to your active Pokemon. That's decent. Don't know if it's good as a supporter card, though. Timber, and Okidogi, which we also talked about. Next pack, Lightning Energy, Lairon, Chimchar, Pinsir, Fion. It's a decent card. Back in, put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. I actually like that card. I actually like that attack. And then Energy Press. This attack does 20 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So it can do some damage, but I can see it being used more for Beckon. Ariados, Kieran, Cramorant, Iron Leaves, Reverse Fall, nice. Feebas, and Chandelure. We didn't talk about this one yet. The ability, Alluring Light. Once during your turn, you may have each player draw a card. I can see that being used more for stall decks, but giving your opponent another card I think actually would help with Mind Ruler, the attack of Chandelure. For 1 fire energy, This attack does 30 damage for each card in your hand, or your opponent's hand, sorry. So, yeah, generally, with a lot of the decks now, a lot of the mainstream decks out there, they're going to have a decent hand size of 5 or more. So you're looking at 150, unless they're running more of like a Mew EX draw engine where they're only going to have like 3 cards in their hand at a time. But late game, they're going to have some pretty good hand size. So I can see that getting some play, not a lot. Next pack, Water Energy, Varoom, Wattrel, Volbeat, Goldeen. This is a Festival Lead Pokemon. If Festival Lead is in play, this Pokemon may use an attack it has twice. If the first attack knocks out your opponent's active Pokemon, we talked about this with the Swirlix and the Thwackey that also have the same thing. Whirlpool, you're not going to knock out any Pokemon with this. Flip a coin at heads, discard energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. If you can get if you can attack with Whirlpool twice, I can see that being a thing. But yeah, I'm not liking it. I'll try and do something with Festival Lead. I really don't think it's going to work out. Ambipom, Wicked Tail. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may flip 2 coins. For each heads, choose a random card from your opponent's hand. Your opponent reveals those cards and shuffles them into the deck. I'm just reading that again. So yeah, they're random, but you can get up to 2 cards and basically limit their hand size. If you get lucky, I can see that being pretty effective. But other than that, though, again, it's only when it plays it from the hand. So, yeah. Aggron, Increase Slam, 50 times. This attack does 50 damage for each Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. That's yours. Oh, each of your Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. So yeah, I mean, not sure how I like that. It's kind of a poor man's Zoroark star. Guard Claw, 120 damage during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon takes 50 less damage from attacks. That might be a little bit better. Cook, the Thwackey we talked about. Full picks. Hey, Screamtail EX. Nice. So this one has a very... I don't know. I'm still on the fence about this one. It's the first attack, Scream, for 1 colorless energy. You can use this attack only if you go second and only during your first turn. So you have to go second, and on your first turn, that's when you can use the attack. Your opponent can't play any supporter cards from their hand during their next turn. So you go... So basically, your opponent, the first 2 turns for your opponent, they can't play any supporter cards. I can't see that being too beneficial. They can still play cards like Buddy Poffin, and they can still play cards to help, like basic item cards. But if they don't have access to their supporters early on, I can see that being a problem. And then Crunch does 120 damage, discard energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. That I can see being a little bit better. I can't... I run an Ancient deck, and I'm mainly with... Well, it's mainly Roaring Moon and Roaring Moon EX. And I can't, for the life of me, see how I can work this into the deck, but it could happen. Still nice to have it so I can test it. Next one, we got Steel Energy. We have an Abra with the ability Teleporter. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon's in the active spot, you may shuffle it and all attached cards into your deck. Skarmory, Applin, Snorunt, Slurpuff, Parrot. We haven't talked about this one yet. Reveal up to 2 Pokemon in your hand and put them into your deck. If you do, search your deck for up to that many Pokemon. Reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So you got 2 Pokemon in your hand, or 1 Pokemon in your hand. You can throw it right back into the deck and search your deck for a Pokemon that had up to that many Pokemon. Yeah, so you put 1 back, get another one, or put 2 of them back and get 2 of them. Not sure though. I mean, I'm not sure about the cost though. I mean, I can see it being like I can see myself using it if I try to go for the Palafin EX, where you have the Palafin EX has to be in the deck. You can use Parrot to get out the other cards you need. And then Milotic, I think this one has a pretty interesting ability. Mentally calm. Your opponent's Pokemon in play and all attached cards can be put into your opponent's hand. Opponent's Pokemon in play and all attached cards can't be put into there. Okay, I was gonna say. So yeah, basically, it basically negates Penny and Professor Sada's Vitality. That's really situational though. Hassel, Kadabra, and Tinglu. Okay. We're in the home stretch here. I believe we got 5 packs left. Psychic Energy, Tangela, Clefairy, Shinx, Curiosity, your opponent reveals their hand. That's meh. Poltergeist, it's a different Poltergeist. T-Server, put a basic grass energy from your discard pile into your hand. That could actually be useful. Poliwrath, Scolipede. Dastardly Jab, this is a stage 2. Put a damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until its remaining HP is 10. I can actually see that being effective if it's poisoned already. You're poisoned or burned. You use Dastardly Jab, and then the next turn the poison takes it out. So, I'll look into that. Bug catching set. Ogre's Mask. We haven't seen a lot of Ogerpon in this. I haven't pulled any Ogerpon in all these packs. But choose a Pokemon EX in your... Actually, I did pull one from the pre-release. Choose a Pokemon EX in your discard pile that has Ogerpon in its name, and switch it with one of your Pokemon EX in play that has Ogerpon in its name. Any attached cards, damage counter, special conditions, turns in play, and any other effects remain on the new Pokemon. So yeah, it's only the Ogerpon EX. It's not the basic Ogerpon. If it was the basic Ogerpon, I can see this being way better. But yeah, the baby Ogerpon, no. Only on the 4 Ogerpon EX, and they don't sync well. Yeah, you'd have to run. You're gonna have to run Grass, Fire, Water, and Fighting Energy in order to make effect of this. Then again, I can see if you just run the Grass and the Fire one, or the Grass and the Fighting one. They actually would work well. Actually, you could probably combine some of them in weird ways. We'll see what happens. Snorunt. And, ooh, there's the pull I wanted. Ursaluna EX. Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX. 260 HP. It's a basic Pokemon. And then its ability, Season Skill, Blood Moon, used by this Pokemon, costs 1 colorless less for each prize card your opponent has taken. So, if your opponent's taken all 5 taken 5 of their 6 prize cards, it can do 240 damage for nothing. Basically, I mean, it's late game. This card is devious. 240 knocks out a lot of things. A lot of people have been running that in their decks in Japan. So I'm not sure. I think I can just run the 1. It actually works well in Lost Box decks because again, Lost Box has a problem with energy. Not a problem with it, just I can see it. It's something I'm gonna have to work with. But it's good. Grass Energy, Nose Pass, Jinx, Floette, Sunkern, Bellybolt, Accompanying Flute, another Boomerang Energy, Luxio, 60 damage and the Pokemon can't retreat, Chimecho, and then a Pheasantipity. The Chimecho, look at that. That's a sweet looking card. Hyper Voice does 20, and then Homeward Chime. Shuffle one of your bench Pokemon and all cards attached into your deck. Still looks cool, though. Very nice. Alright, we're in the home stretch here, guys. 3 packs remain. Fighting Energy, Venipede, Aaron, Sandshrew, Chansey, Florges, Bellybolt, Hassel, Tangrowth. It's a common. Thickest Body takes 30 less damage from attacks. And Lumor does 10 less damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. They kind of work well together, but they're not that great. Hawlucha, prize count. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, this does 90 more damage. So 140 for 2 fighting is decent. Hisuian Arcanine. For 0 energy, you can do 30 damage, and if your bench Pokemon has any damage counters on them, this attack does 90 more damage. And then Searing Flames, 90 damage. Your opponent's Pokemon's now burned. That's pretty decent. Let's see what we got next. We got Dark Energy, Ducklet, Mulga, Issuing Growlithe, Blazing Destruction. This set does not like stadium cards. Then Takedown does 10 damage itself, but does 40. Monferno, Probopass, Love Ball. Search your deck for a Pokemon with the same name as one of your opponent's Pokemon in play, reveal it, and put it into your hand. That's good for mirror matches, but eh. Scolipede, Carmine, Poliwag, and the Monkey Door we talked about earlier. Alright, last pack. Water Energy, Chimchar, Pinsir, Fion, Girder, Martiana, Iron Bundle, Festival Grounds. Yeah, this is the card that works so well with all those festival abilities. Each Pokemon that has energy attached to them recovers all special conditions. That's not that great. It's the ability that it works well with. And Swanna, Sandygast. Heck yes. There it is. Heart Flame Ogerpon EX. This is the pool. Wrathful Heart does 20 damage times number of damage counters on this Pokemon. You can have up to 200, so this thing could do up to 400 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, this attack does 140 more damage and discard all energy from this Pokemon. So this can dish out a lot of damage, but it's going to be difficult because 3 Fire Energy, I mean, I can see it being used mainly, I don't know, probably Radiant Energy and Legacy Energy would work well with it. But this has been a good pull. And this is just a look at some of the stuff I've got. Yeah, this is the results of what I got from these Build and Battle boxes. Pretty good pulls. I'm happy with the good stuff. I got the Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX that I was looking for, the Greninja EX. Hoping to get some more of those. Some Ogerpon EX cards. Those are real nice. Very happy about. I got 3 ACE specs. The Scoop Up Cyclone, I'm sure I can work in. Palafin, I'll try to find something with. Screamtail, not EX. Not sure if I can make use of that for my ancient deck. Legacy Energy is awesome. Okidogi, yeah. I think really the Monkey Dory might actually have some kind of strategy with that, and Frostlass being able to just destroy my opponent with damage counters. I'll try to figure something out. But that is going to wrap things up for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to TimPlaysAGame, and stay tuned when Twilight Masquerade comes out on May 24th. I'm going to start doing videos for that. I'll see what packs we get, what we get from the game. We'll see what we get, the cards we get from the game. We see. I'll probably buying some. I'll probably do another a box opening later on too. Yeah, get a box of that and do a good 36-pack opening. So till then, this is Tim from TimPlaysAGame signing off, and have a good night, guys.